Hello everyone, it's me, Con from C from Game, back again to do none of unboxing. I'm used to saying that a lot lately, though. Well, I promised 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago from the video publishing. I guess 1 week ago from when I filmed this. So last time in my update video, just the Unscripted Memories episode, though it kind of felt like one in terms of filming it and just being rambly. But I mentioned the last big on-camera video I made that I was going to do my thoughts on some Mario news that came out lately, and just talk about Gamescom and stuff as well, because there's been some announcements that Gamescom and stuff in the late summer. Basically, one more roundup of conferences before I get back to unscripted memories about maybe the occasional event and maybe movies and stuff I like and stuff I'm looking forward to. And as I resume Eternal Memories, like I said, I need to get done before October, the end of October, so I'm gonna hopefully get to work on part episode 1 of season 4 in the future. Though I'm 2 weeks late from what I planned to release the episode of today's subject because I got busy. Lots of family stress, lots of anxiety again, and whatnot. I have another anxiety case with my father who's not really doing good health advice and maybe in danger. I'm just gonna leave it at that, but we are keeping an eye on him. Hope he's fixes his situation. But besides that, I'm feeling well enough to do another video, and I decided I'll just do that unscripted memories I promised you guys a few weeks ago. So I was gonna do in chronological order of just Gamescom and Mario news, but I decided since there were other conferences in the time since I planned to record the video originally, I'm gonna group all of them before the Mario news, and then I'm going to just skip to the Mario news at the end. So if you want to go Mario news, there's like chapters in the description now. I'm gonna do this for all future unscripted memories that have multiple subjects. So hopefully I'll help you out. So just jump to the Mario one if you want to hear about the Mario 35th anniversary and my thoughts on it. But first off, let's talk about Gamescom, which is a European event that happens in Germany every summer. They were going to have a physical one like they usually do, but virus happened. They don't want to make a big super spreader, so they made it digital. And for the most part, it was pretty okay, but we didn't get any earth-shaking announcements there. I don't even remember. No, that okay. It wasn't there. Something I thought was announced there wasn't. It was later, and I'll talk about that very briefly. But first off, I should say there's only two announcements that Gamescom did that made me excited. So as you can tell, this was going to be a short video in terms of what I plan to talk about. But yeah, Gamescom, they just plan to talk about. I just plan to talk about two games that caught my eye. And one of them is a remake of Monster World 4 from Sega, which is a really good action RPG. That's the sequel to Wonder Boy and Monster World, which is a pretty okay game. But Monster World 4 is just really refined, really fun, a bit too linear, but still really good. And it leaked a bit before the show started. But everyone thought it was going to be a sequel to Monster World 4, but nope, it's a remake. They confirmed that in the PR, and sure enough, yeah, Monster World 4 is getting remade to 3D. And they showed off a video of it, and the frame rate looks horrid, and the art style is not my cup of tea. It's all in 3D, 2.5D like the old PSP days. I like the main character's expressions, but everything else looks very off and not at all colorful like it should be. I don't know I like that, but the frame rate bothers me way, way, way more. They better fix that, or else it's going to be a train wreck of a remake. Not as good as the other Monsterland. No, Dragon's Trap remake, because Monsterland was before. There's 4 Monster World games and 5 Wonder Boy games. It's kind of confusing. Well, 6 technically. But yeah, the Monster World 4 remake doesn't look so hot in my opinion. It looks very weird, and the frame rate is concerning. And then the big one that I'm excited for is Turrican Collection. They announced this and teased it on Strictly Limited Games, another limited print company I follow, but I haven't bought anything from it. I bought one thing from them just now. It's gonna ship in who knows how long, but it's not this. But they do publish some cool niche stuff and niche collections, and this is a collection I want to check out. So yeah, it's a compilation of Turrican, the old Amiga games and Commodore games for like Europeans, and it comes with Super Nintendo Genesis stuff. But it comes with documentary, which is what I want. So I gotta save money for the big collector's edition, not the ultimate one. That's $200. It's always sold out, and it comes with a statue. There's a lot of expensive stuff in this, so if you want the full package, yeah, you have to go that route. And apparently, there's a small version that's on the eShop and on the physical later that will be like just half the games in the both collections. Seems kind of dumb, but I don't know. They're doing this weird half and half for Space Invaders 2, which is they're also publishing. And I played the Japanese version of that, and that wasn't even that good to begin with because no high score saving. So I'm hoping Token's a lot better. I don't even know who's developing it, but I hope it's someone that respects history. So that's what I hope for. So that's basically all Gamescom, which is I didn't really plan on having this take up much time. So Gamescom out of the way, I jump into Mario 35th stuff because it happened the first week of September. But I'm gonna hold off because a bunch of stuff happened in the past week. The past week basically that just dumped on me a bunch of stuff I need to talk about and get my opinions on. Though I think there was Ubisoft 4 the week before. I don't care about Ubisoft, especially with how those sexual assault things going on and people at the company were outed for being creeps. And I am, as you know, as a victim of some nasty stuff as a kid, I am very against anything like that. I get really pissed off when I hear stuff like that happen. So I do not really want to give a shit about Ubisoft. I hate them almost as much as THQ Nordic now, which is depressing because it took a lot for me to hate THQ Nordic and then they did a massive F up. So Ubisoft, I lost interest. But I did see two things that caught my eye. I may just buy one of them used, but one of them is Prince of Persia remake. It's the Sands of Times though. It's not the original game I like. I played on the Game Boy Color. I mentioned in the Miko episode that I like the Game Boy Color version of Prince of Persia, and I still do. So I hope there's the original computer Prince of Persia game we made, but nope, it's just the Sands of Time game we made. I don't really care. I prefer if it's the classic. I think the classic's on PS3 and Xbox. I don't know if it's backwards compatible, but I hope they make it. But that's I guess I might be interested in if I wasn't mad at Ubisoft. But the one thing I might have to break my moral barrier to check out is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, Definitive Edition. It's a remaster of Scott Pilgrim, that game no one would shut up about because it's a licensed game, and I constantly poke fun of them, but they do get delisted, and some of them mean a lot to people, and I don't necessarily like when they're gone forever, so this one's not gone forever. Hope to God there's a physical edition. I hope it's from IM 8-bit. It's not expensive like a certain other thing they did. I'll talk about in a bit. But there's like Scott Pilgrim stuff coming out, and I may just buy it on Xbox Series X because I do like the developers. I know they did nothing with this creepy Ubisoft shit, but and they want their game back too, so I hope for their sake it does well, but I really don't like Ubisoft now, so it may just be the final Ubisoft game I ever buy new until stuff's properly resolved, if I may be frank. So that's Ubisoft Forward. And then afterwards, it's the Nintendo, not the Nintendo Direct Mini, though I will talk about that. It's a PS5 event. There was another one. I mentioned before that there was just a bunch of games that were no dates, no release windows. It pissed me off. I was confused. And then I said a bit ago that, I forgot to mention, Gamescom also showed off Ratchet and Clank again, said that's coming out in 2021, so that has a more concrete date now. So hey, they gave a window for that, but I don't know if I'll buy a PS5 just for that yet. I may just stick my PS4 for a bit. But the PS5 event, I just want to check out. Maybe do something that makes me, oh my god, I have to buy this ASAP. But they didn't. So they did show off cool, interesting things. Final Fantasy 16 was one of them. It gave me good Bravely Default vibes because the tone, the character design, and the nature of the story. I really dig it. And I think if it does come to PS5 only, not PC, I will buy it. Because it is a good game. If they make a system, Final Fantasy 16 system, I'll buy the bundle. Because I do like Final Fantasy games that are good. And I hear it's from 14, which is good, and I want to try it, except it's online only, so this should be up my alley. So there's Final Fantasy 16, and then they announced more info on Miles Morales, some Spider-Man game, again, licensed stuff. I normally don't care about that, so I do hear it's pretty okay. But they announced they're coming to PS4, so yay, because I didn't want to get PS5. I'm on Xbox, they said, Team Xbox. So I kind of want the PS5 to be later on when I have to buy it, like if they make a new East for it or something. or Trails of game or something that I need that's only on PS5, then I'll buy it. But for now, there's really nothing I need on it. So yeah, Miles Morales is on PS4 too. It's probably not going to be as good as the PS5 one, but I don't mind as long as that one's okay. I'll enjoy it, and I probably need to buy the Ultimate Edition of Spider-Man as well. So yeah, there's Miles Morales on PS5 and 4, and then they announced a few other games and some dates and stuff. Most of the games they showed I really didn't care for, though they did show off more of what was it? It's something like um, God, there's a lot of stuff they showed off and I forgot most of it. Oh, they also showed off the stream, but afterwards they said that Horizon 2 is gonna be on PS4 as well. I have the first game, haven't played it, but I hear it's fun. So I hope for the second game, if it's on PS4, one's okay and I have fun with it. Because again, I want another thing I wanted from the PS5, but it's not on PS5 anymore. Well, it is, but not exclusive. So hey, I get a PS4 one to have fun with too. And then they announced a big PS Plus collection of a bunch of really good games that honestly are a good deal. Yeah, PS Plus will get a bunch of the PS4's best Metacritic rated games like God of War and Persona 5 base game, and they all come for free as part of the subscription on PS5's launch day. Sadly, PS4 owners I don't think will get stuff because God of War has not been a PS4 PS Plus game yet. I don't think, and if it is, I missed it. So sadly, um, so if it hasn't been, then I guess I will just not get to play it, and I'll buy it physically later. Because I heard God of War, the new one, is pretty okay. Um, that reminds me, they announced a sequel at the end, but I had nothing about God of War in my head because I don't know the series that well. So when they showed the little emblem at the end, I had no idea why everyone was freaking out. I was like, "What the heck? It's just a horseshoe." And then my friend told me it was God of War Ragnarok, and I just thought, "Oh, Horseshoe Ragnarok? What is this game?" So that was out of the loop for a bit, needless to say. But with all that info out of the way, I can't really think of much else to talk about. They did announce, Sackboy, the Sackboy game, and the Destructing Derby is going to be launch titles. The Sackboy game looks cute, and the Astrobot game looks cute as well. So we got like a couple of launch games known. So they show off the system's full price for both the digital and the physical models of PS5, and this was expected 400 digital, 500 physical. I guess it's fine for people who want that stuff. But after the event, there was an awful lot of negativity, and I know lots of console war bullshit still happens, unfortunately. But like some of the stuff I saw people mad at just made no sense to me. Though there was a few things I was also mad at as to why I'm not buying the system. For me, what makes me unhappy is that there's no backwards compatibility with PS3 and below. I know PS3 is a bit iffy, but PS1's doable, and why not PS2? Like, at least PS1, like PS3, throw us a bone, or at least digital download games. But nope, they said PS4 only because they want to focus on newer stuff. Because Jim Ryan is one dumb idiot, I must say. So yeah, because they don't do backwards compatibility, I'm basically out because I already have my PS4. PS4 and PS5 games don't look like they'll be that much different, so I'm fine with my PS4 for now. Also, I don't know compatibility list for PS4. I do know the one for Xbox Series X, so that's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, that was my complaint, and everyone else's complaint was weird stuff like why some stuff that's coming for both PS4 and PS5 exists because I guess some people don't get that cross-gen games happened with the Xbox One, PS4 too, but the PS4 and Xbox Ones were still better. So you still, got good values of the new system, and it was all in one spot for next gen. So I don't get why people are that upset about cross-gen games, and it makes people like me able to check out cool games that we wouldn't be able to right away. But yeah, a lot of people got really mad. I was on this forum, and the amount of anger and vitriol I saw was just insane. Like, Jesus, this is a $500 game system. You think people wouldn't act like it's a toy that they had taken away from them? Like, some people just need to chill out about game systems. Console wars are dumb, man. Needless to say, though, I still don't feel like I'll buy a PS5 anytime soon, except Final Fantasy 16, or if they make a new Kingdom Hearts exclusive to it. That'll work too. But besides that cross-play stuff, I think I'm pretty much uncertain what they will be. They also announced Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. I am not into the series, but I do like action games, and it's on Xbox, so I'll buy on Xbox Series X. But that was the PS5, and it was pretty okay, and now some much-needed info, but I'm not jumping to get one now. I'll wait later. Though Xbox Series X, on the other hand, I am interested in, and they announced it through a tweet because it got leaked. So the Series X, which is the one I want, is $500. I'm willing to save up for that. I'm always starting to. And the Series S is a bit different because it's just Series S is just a little bit like $300, but it's digital only, and I'm not a fan of that because I like collecting discs. I used to dismiss the physical age a lot before I got into physical game collecting. So yeah, the Xbox Series X and S are dated for November 10th, I believe, and they're like $300 and $500. So good deals for a new next gen system, especially when it's all in one with old games. And I'm gonna get lots of old games with this thing because backwards compatibility makes me a happy camper. So that just leaves the Nintendo Direct Mini before we go into the Mario stuff. So the Direct Mini just came out of nowhere last week. I didn't even pay attention to rumors about because I was content with the Mario stuff, and I was thinking, oh, it'll be later this month. Though there were lots of rumors I heard about that could happen at the event, and only a couple did. The ones I hoped for, like Klonoa and Splatterhouse and Game Boy games and other stuff, I hoped to see because I expected from rumors or from speculation that they'd happen. No, they didn't get. We didn't get that, but we did get. Um, we did get. Oh, let me think. Yeah, Monster Hunter. How did I forget? I don't care for that franchise though. The bosses take too long to kill, and I get bored. But I am the Monster Hunter stories because it's more simplistic and uses the cute monsters as a focus point than just long boss battles with friends. But yeah, they announced both sides of the coin this time. They announced Monster Hunter Stories 2, which I heard was rumored, and Monster Hunter Rise, which is not for some reason, it's not like Monster Hunter 5, but I assume they announced it as Monster Hunter 5. Everyone would go nuts after how big World was and how people don't want, it to come back down to the ugly, hideous look at the older games. But I'm surprised with how good Monster Hunter Rise looks. It's made for 30 FPS in mind, so it's made with that in mind. It's not, something that doesn't feel right in 30 FPS. But yeah, it's made for 30 FPS. Mine looks really good. One's in the modified Resident Evil engine they got working on Switch, which is good because that means they could port other games later, or at least, use both engines. But yeah, new Monster Hunter for Switch for those people who like it. And it looks really acrobatic and fun. I don't think this will be the game that'll be fast paced and my cup of tea for Monster Hunter. But if somehow they can nail it off and it's just a fun mess, I will buy it. But otherwise, I'll just buy Stories 2, which comes out in the summer of 2021. Hopefully, I'll be alive then, or hopefully, I'll be alive without any sort of losses, because this world's kind of scary as of late. So there was that, and then there was. Let me think. I have to go through my memory to find what else they announced, because they didn't announce much besides Monster Hunter and a few other indie updates. Yeah, I can't really remember. There was this Empire Sin game, the weird one from E3 2019 that we got an update on finally. Coming out later this year, don't care about. It's just a boring looking game to me. So we got Empire Sin, Monster Hunter. There was also Monster Hunter Direct I skipped because I don't care for the series, but they announced a bunch of amiibo there. And then they also did something interesting with, not Monster Hunter, but at the end they announced Ori 2 for Switch. And last I heard, Ori 2, a lot of people said it couldn't happen because it barely runs on Xbox. But no, they got running at 60 frames on Switch, and I'm kind of bewildered. But the good news for me is that they announced a bunch of cool standard editions of both Ori 1 and 2 for Switch. So I can finally pick up Ori 1 and play both games on my Switch physically. Though I may get the gigantic collector's box that's $150, I'd buy if I was a mega fan, but I'm not a fan of Ori because I haven't played it yet, so I'm not spending that much money. I was about to throw a fit about no standard editions until they announced they were coming to Best Buy, so hey, I get to check out Ori 1 and 2 after all. And on my Xbox, I probably will because it has Game Pass support. I'll just get the Game Pass versions for that. But, yeah, Ori, Monster Hunter, and I think that's all I can remember. Empire Sin. Fitness boxing too, because I lost weight. I need to lose more weight. Wii Fit, it's back in store when I checked my Best Buy, but I don't have money for it. So there's another dilemma. So if Wing Fit doesn't work, I may just do fitness boxing. I can customize my own routine and just do stuff that doesn't time me out too much, but still makes me lose weight. or move my arms around because I need more upper arm exercise. So that's a highlight. I forgot about fitness boxing too. And I just realized I don't think I ever went over the other Nintendo Direct mini from late August that came out of nowhere and people were mad about because that was a general. So I'll just go over that quickly. This is a lot more easy, more memorable to me. This one I liked more of all the mini directs. It had Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, pre-ordered for Xbox Series X already, make it on PS4 and Switch 2. Same as the first one, but again, I like Puyo 1. It's a good, fun game. And also, besides Puyo Tetris 2, they announced the date for Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. As of now, I just finished 2 weeks ago Platinuming Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm all set for the next installment. I'm all up to date, except with the mobile game, which I'll just skip over and read a recap when there's one. But so far it seems interesting. It looks like Data Rhythm. I love Data Rhythm, so I hope it plays like Data Rhythm and I can use a touchscreen and then I'll have an amazing time with it. So there's Data Rhythm, and then the other big announcement that meant a lot to me was Collection of Saga Final Fantasy Legend, which is a compilation of Game Boy Final Fantasy Legend games known as Saga in Japan, and I wanted this for since the Seiken Collection 2017. I thought, well, if they did the Final Fantasy Adventure game, might as well do Final Fantasy Legend because it's the other Final Fantasy subtitle game that's not Final Fantasy, and yeah, they did. 1, 2, and 3 are coming to Switch in December, which is a long ways away and it's gonna suck waiting, but it's gonna be worthwhile. I love old RPGs. I always wanted to play the Final Fantasy Legends, but they are so expensive, and I worried about batteries and stuff going dead. Now I don't have to do that anymore. I can play them on Switch. It's the same emulator as the Terry's Wonderland port for Switch, but I hear that one's okay, even if it's a bit basic. So I'm still looking forward to it. So that's a good Direct Mini and better than the one we got a week ago. So now, finally, we can talk about, in the 5 minutes I have left, before I have to, move over to the next recording, I have the Mario 35th Anniversary to talk about. They announced a lot more stuff for this one that I liked, and basically that's everything. So first off, they announced a Game & Watch that is an emulator of Mario 1 and 2. I love Game & Watches. I mentioned this before, I'm an addict to them. I just like collecting them. I haven't done it in a while, but I used to collect them all the time. Next to Pokemon Minis, the Nintendo handheld, I think was underloved and underdeveloped. And there's a replica with Mario Bros. 1 and 2 and Ball. So hey, I get to hopefully get it on November. Because November is another thing. And that also reminds me, there's a Hyrule Warriors they announced on Twitter, but that's unrelated to both directs, so I'll get that too. But the Mario stuff, Game Watch Mario sounds pretty good. Mario All-Stars on Nintendo Switch Online, which is really fun. I've had lots of fun with it, and I'm really happy for the online games out this month, like Fire Emblem Free, Wild Guns Japan, Scat in US, Mario Super Picross, Peacekeepers, and Donkey Kong Country 2. All of them are amazing games. They're all coming to NSO this Wednesday as I'm filming. Really looking forward to all that and having fun with them. So that's another thing to look forward to. So that NSO's on a ball this month, even though we didn't get Game Boy games this year. Hopefully we do next spring or something, so that, we get new systems to play. I kind of want Game Boy stuff, because Game Boy is my favorite system of the NES, Super Nintendo, and Game Boy. So please, Nintendo, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance would be nice too. And then after my All-Stars, they announced 3D All-Stars, which I have in this hand, because they released it 2 weeks after the Direct. Yeah, it came out of nowhere. It was rumored for a long time. Everyone thought it would be November. No, it's right now, this minute, in my hand. I got it. It's fun. Mario 64, Sunshine Galaxy. It's fun. It's basic emulation, but they are really good. Mario 64 is a Japanese Rumble Pack version. Sunshine Galaxy is the originals. So I can use some speedrunning techniques for Galaxy and Sunshine. And it comes with soundtrack, they don't really do much. But a lot of people got mad at this release because it doesn't have Galaxy 2. I agree, Galaxy 2 is a great game, better than the first in my opinion. But I think this is still good value either way. I do think it's kind of dumb that people got so mad about 3D All-Stars that they faked Sunshine and 64 running badly and crashing on pirated hardware like they did at Pokemon Sword and Shield, because it's just compilation. One thing they did that's really dumb is that they'll delist it from digital marketplaces at the end of March, which makes no sense. Physical makes sense, limited print. But digital, that's dumb. Everyone knows it. We're rightfully mad about it. But some people just seem to take it to the point that they just want to fake the games being bad. They'll find games, find ports. I just hope it leads to the GameCube rumors I wanted in 2017. because Sunshine was rumored to be ported to Switch along with Luigi's Mansion 1, Melee, Animal Crossing, and I want Animal Crossing and Melee on my Switch in HD. So if this Sunshine port is that same port they rumored in 2016, please bring the other 3 games to Nintendo. I want to play the best Animal Crossing on my handheld. But yeah, bit rambly, under 30 minutes, but that's what I can say. Just a bunch of roundups of all the news I got lately, PS5, Xbox, and Nintendo news. But yeah, Mario 35th anniversary. There's also this Battle Royale game that's going to be listed too. I don't think I'll care about much, but All Stars was pretty good, NSO was pretty good. Xbox Series X I'm pretty excited for because of backwards compatibility. Final Fantasy 16 looks great. Turtle King Collection looks great. Lots I'm looking forward to. So yeah, let me know what you think. I think the next Unscripted Memories will be on Digimon Kizuna, the movie, which I'm going to watch in a few weeks and hopefully not be spoiled on. I'll dodge spoilers like the plague and kill anyone who spoils it in the comments. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time on, besides another unboxing, maybe an Eternal Memories, and I'll get the new season started.